everybody and welcome back. This is Jay, also known as the Sims Addict. So today we are bringing another build in the world of Britechester, this time in Foxbury. Foxbury, one of those two. It's the more modern, more technical, aimed, themed campus in the world. And they have, like the other one, these two townhouses, or not townhouses, but penthouse lots. Oh, excuse me. These two penthouse lots that are for the university housing. So we are renovating one of the towers today for some more university housing. These are going to be the dorms. You can tell here I'm kind of going with this pretty modern style. I really wanted to... It was hard for me to kind of blend it into the bottom part because I couldn't find any wallpapers or anything like that that matched perfectly to the that kind of wooden like block texture type thing that's on the bottom of the building. Even the build that was here before, we seen it for a split second on the screen, that didn't even have a exact match. So I didn't set out to plan on renovating the entire world of Britechester, but here we are. And yeah, so I think I'm over halfway done with the world now, so I might as well just finish it. I don't know how long that'll take, but I can do it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I already did most of the big lots anyways. I have a lot of work coming up, so I'm pre-recording, so there's also going to be a university diner that's going to be coming out soon. I don't know if I put that up before this or if it's coming out after this, but that will be on the channel at some point. So yeah, you can tell here it's a two-story design. A lot of the second story isn't, it's kind of open to below. I kind of did this little like catwalk style to each individual room, and then the triangle bits that are kind of like structural on the other side, those are going to be the personal half baths for the dorms, and these are single dorms. I kind of figured Foxbury rather than Britechester would be a little bit more probably a little bit nicer for their housing situation. It's newer, it's modern. I figured it would probably be the type of university that would be like, oh, we've done like all these studies and we found out that students actually like thrive more in areas where they have their own space and versus having a roommate and just different things like that. I figured that's probably something that will that the people who built this were thinking of, going off of studies like that. So yeah, that was kind of the thought process behind here. Here you will see the wallpapers change a lot throughout the build. I was pretty indecisive about that, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. So rather than having the elevator go up to the first floor and then like having stairs or something going up to the second floor, the elevator actually comes out to the second floor, and that's where most of the bedrooms are. And you kind of like walk down into the living area of the commons. I just thought that was kind of like, maybe that was like a good, I don't know, realistically I think, you know, if you're coming up, you can go right into your room or something rather than having to go through like the living areas. I personally would like that, but yeah. Added a skylight, a bigger skylight throughout this, or on this area here. I used the glass texture that I don't really use a lot, this like hexagon type glass, just because it's not like, I don't know, my building preference. I also added this like block here because I thought this might be like technical areas for the elevator shaft for the building. And I just kind of throw some stuff up there at the end of the build, like air conditioning units and vents and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. But I did try to match some windows. I tried to do like big windows in like main areas or in the front, just to add a little bit of architectural like detail. And just some like smaller windows, kind of like how they have on the building underneath. Also, another thing I add closer to the end of the building, I didn't realize that there was this kind of like grass, like green texture going up the front shaft of the building, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I utilized some wall like vines and ivy and stuff, and also some grass floor textures for a few areas. I know the like balcony areas, I eventually put the grass texture on there, so it's kind of like this. Even though they're on a penthouse lot in this like tall building, they can go out and have this kind of like yard feel. Included like a gardening area on the one side and then just like a hangout spot on the other side. So now we're adding in the doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 8 Sims can sleep in this building. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, 5, 6. And there is one shared room down here that I'm working on now. And I thought that was kind of like the, I don't know, it's a bigger room. They have, even though the bathrooms in the upstairs units have, like, they have an ensuite bathroom, there is only a sink and a toilet there. There are still communal showers downstairs. So the one that's shared and downstairs has its own private shower in their bathroom because it's a little bit larger. I didn't plan on including a bedroom downstairs, but I also realized that I think there was maybe like 6 Sims upstairs, and I was like, okay, that's maybe a little bit not enough for this kind of build. So I added a couple more downstairs. I didn't do anything crazy as far as the living situation. I think it looks good. I think it looks maybe realistic for what this would probably be. Yeah, I didn't like, I thought about including like the bot areas where they like do these like crazy like robotics things and stuff like that, but I don't know, I just don't think that, like, one, I didn't necessarily have the space to try to, I wanted it to be an open concept, and I think just having like a bot lab in the center would look kind of weird, but yeah. One thing that I was kind of disappointed with is it wouldn't let me delete the, I mean, I know it's a rooftop, but it wouldn't let me delete the flooring underneath because I wanted to try to do a like curved foundation piece, not like elevated or anything, but have it to where the like there was wood, and then that hexagon carpet that we got was kind of just like curved versus just a square. But I figure it out eventually. There's a lot of changes you'll see me make with this carpeting too. Eventually it'll go back to pretty much just how you see it here, but I try to do this like whole like pathway system and make it a little bit more like modern, and the more I was looking at it, the more it just looked like an 80s style mall to me, so I was like, no. Added these pops of colors, went in with each bedroom upstairs has its own like different color for the wall, and then a lot of it has this like wooden box structure. So yeah, so I did the colors. I did like some color block down in the first floor, bright yellows, reds, oranges, that kind of thing. I thought it kind of fit the style of Foxbury. And yeah, we add a big TV down here. This is like the main living area. There's a couple couches. I think I initially put in, I was going to edit out, but I don't know. I figure it's a speed build, so it's not going to be that long anyways. It's just seeing the process. But I added in like some certain couches, and I played around a lot with the layout of this because I'm not used to having an area this big. And then I have these like bright orange chairs and stuff, and yeah, eventually it turns out good. But yeah, I like the setup of this like living area. It has these like huge windows on the one side, and then you can kind of like see up into the, I think it's like, I don't necessarily know if it would be considered a mezzanine level or what that would be called, but the kind of like balcony and like bridges to the bedrooms and stuff, you can see that like poking through on the rooftop, and you get light from the skylight down there, and I like it. I think it's a nice feature. there's two separate stairways down there. Here's a little kitchenette that I'm putting here on the left side, and I didn't even include a full-size fridge just because I put mini fridges in almost all of the dorm rooms. There are some like microwaves, a couple sinks, cabinets, that kind of thing. I just wanted it to be like pretty simple. Yeah, other than that, we are working on placement. You'll see me here in a little bit. Okay, so here, this is me placing this flooring, and I was like doing like pathways and doing it up to the stairways, and I just thought I got a little bit too busy, so eventually I'll kind of move that back and have it just be the big like area rug that you see in the middle. I also included a big bar on the side of this, and after I realized I didn't really have a lot of room for like study spots, even though like there's desks in the individual dorm rooms, I really wanted like a cluster of desks with like bookshelves and like a study spot, like a formal like area for that. So I get rid of the bar. I figured, I don't know necessarily if it was like that realistic either, having a bar, and like if the university would allow it, maybe like a frat house or something, but not like something that was like funded like and taken care of by the university. I don't think that would, that would make a lot more sense to have that as a forbidden item than the stove, but I mean, I digress. So yeah, I put the bar in that other side. You see me try to fit it in these balcony areas, but there wasn't like a good way for me to like fit it in there. I probably could have done a 2x1 tile one, but oh well. Like I said, I don't think it's that realistic. Your Sims can just like go to the bar anyways, like normal college students. I don't know how many bars, like built-in bars, are in dorm rooms. So yeah, this over here is gonna be, I did some detailing in the dorms. I didn't do anything like super crazy, but I did add some like posters, and there are things like that. I figured, if you really had like a specific style for any kind of sim, you would probably go in here like I have done with my LP, which is gonna be, there's going to be more of here soon. If you're anything like me, you're going to have like very specific like personality types for them, and you're going to customize the rooms anyways. So I just did it based on the preset color swatches that we got with the beds for university, and kind of like went with the not like crazy matchy for the colors of the dorms, because I mean realistically you wouldn't like buy a bedspread just because it matched the color of your dorm room, but I also use that hexagon carpet upstairs in the dorms. I didn't use this in my Britechester builds just because I thought it was like a little bit too modern, too contemporary for those kinds of builds. I thought the University of Britechester was a very old building, well, a very old collection of buildings, and I don't think this carpet would have suited it very much. But I am happy to kind of, for the first time, get acquainted with more of the modern items that we got with Discovery University. I think they look really good. So yeah, I haven't been restricting myself with packs for a lot of these builds. So, I don't know, maybe if I do the Foxbury Commons, I might do base game plus university only. I don't know, I'll think about that. And so yeah, just adding lights throughout here. I kind of jump around throughout the building because I think like, oh, I want to put this here, I want to put this here. So, didn't necessarily have a clear conscience of like, what, like I'm going to finish this room and then I'm going to go to this room. So, yeah, it's just a lot of like detailing. The first mistake for building when I did, the first building I did with the Discovery University pack was one of the dorm lots in the University of Britechester, and that's not up because I didn't finish it, but I was going a little bit too crazy with that. I was confusing an everyday university life with like Hogwarts or something. I don't know. It was just like 3 stories. I think it was actually like 4 stories on the penthouse lot. It was like massive, and it had like different like separate areas for different I don't know, like different commons areas for like different parts of the bedrooms. And I was just going a little bit way too crazy for an everyday university building, I guess, even if it was something that old. So yeah, I didn't want to go like anything too crazy with this. I didn't want to include the giant telescope we have or anything like that, even though it is technical. I did include a little bit more modern electronics in this building, just because I thought it was like, it suited the style, you know, but they don't have like I said, anything like insane. So yeah, you can see me putting in the study nook. There's 2 computers. I also included laptops in I think almost every dorm, so they'll all have their own laptops as well. I almost included some of those research machines, but I kind of like the fact that you have to like go to the library or go to the commons or something like that to do something very specific like that. Like most dorms that I've seen are like set up to where it's like minimal, like you just want to sleep there, so you like get out and enjoy like campus. And I mean, let's be real, they just want you to get out and spend your money, but that's beside the point. So yeah, like I said, I include like posters throughout this. There's like dressers, and like some have mirrors, and I just kind of like fit the space with like what I thought like looked good. I didn't want them all to look like the same, but they all definitely look like similar. Like maybe the college gave them like vouchers for IKEA or something, I don't know. But that's something that like a lot of this like furniture really reminds me of. In The Sims 2, we had an IKEA stuff pack, and that lent itself really nicely, and it was like super cheap items, and this kind of reminds me of that. So that's kind of fun to bring that stuff back. But yeah, working on both LPs, working on some builds. I'm going to be having another holiday build coming up soon, closer to December 25th. So look out for that. I don't want it to be just Discover University content, so I'll kind of try to weave other stuff in with it. Yeah, maybe I'll do another build for my, with everything being so like cold and wintry, at least on this side of the hemisphere. Maybe I'll do like an island build or something like that for my island living LP, and kind of switch it up a bit. So yeah, we're just finishing up like furnishing the dorm rooms. I think the last thing of this build was I just kind of like finished up the exterior with like floors and stuff. But yeah. So did a shelving unit in there. I really like those plants that we got with this, the little 3 set. I didn't realize that it came in so many swatches. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought this would be like a little plant person, like they brought all their like plants from like home with them, and I thought that was kind of cool. It was a little unique. Tried to find some like posters that fit like a, I don't know, maybe they're like going to university to be like environmentalist or conservationist or something. So I tried to include some stuff like that. Popping in some skill building items. I put a karaoke machine down in the first level. Our easel's upstairs. I didn't want to do anything too creative, like creative skills, because I think the other university is more known for that versus this one. But I did include some, because you still can get those degrees at this place. It's just not a distinguished degree. So here's where I included the gardening areas. People that like are wanting to go into the science careers or anything like that, I figured that would be a good kind of way to get your gardening skill up. Included some bikes in the dorms. I did a little bit more gameplay off screen too, so I found out that there's these little booths that you can buy items at, and you could, because I was playing and it obviously won't let you go into build mode for your university housing, and so I found out that there's these little like kiosks throughout campus and you can like buy bikes and different things like that, so that was pretty cool. Foxbury also isn't the best for bikes because there's so many stairs, they basically just run everywhere anyways, so that was kind of annoying in terms of when you had classes and stuff, but oh well, it wasn't that annoying. I was also cheating, so I would like teleport to places, so I don't know, I'm not cheating on my LPs, so we'll see how that goes. But Britechester is pretty flat, so I think if they bike, it'll be fine. So here we have us just putting in some finishing touches with the lighting, putting in the ivy. You see me put the grass in on the roof and then the other areas. So we are finishing this up. You can go ahead and download this on the gallery. My ID is ThornSims06, so go ahead and download that, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.